You want to lose some weight, but you feel lost? There are so many advices out there scattered everywhere. Some of it is helpful and effective, and some not so much. But don't worry, in today's video, I'm going to share 7 habits that you can start applying right away. Habits that, looking back, played the biggest role in my own weight loss journey after many trials and failures. Some of them I didn't even realize were helping that much with staying fit at the time. But now I see how make or break those small changes really were. So believe that you can do it too, and let's get started. This small change helped me immensely with losing weight. Ever since I switched my rice bowl from this large one to this smaller one, I naturally started eating fewer carbs. I know it might sound obvious, but there's actually a psychological trick you can use to your advantage here. The truth is, people often eat more than they need to feel full. So by using a smaller bowl, I gradually adjusted my portions, and now that smaller amount feels completely normal to me. The same principle applies to shopping. We've gotten used to buying more for less at places like Costco. But when your refrigerator is stocked with excess food, you tend to eat more, simply because it's there and you don't want to waste it. Keeping smaller portions in your fridge works the same way as using a smaller rice bowl. You naturally eat less. I still love shopping at Costco, but I limit myself to essentials like soap or canned chickpeas, definitely no desserts. So for your next meal, try to go with this rather than this. You would probably agree, when it comes to exercise, the first step is the heaviest. Honestly, it still feels that way for me sometimes. Who doesn't know that we need to work out, lift weights, if we want to lose weight? But the problem is, we often don't have the strength to do it. Why? Because we doubt ourselves. Will it really work for me? It didn't last time. In the end, there are only 2 things you really need. 1, a method that works for you, and 2, the belief that it will work for you. If you're feeling drained from your day or exhausted by self-doubt, here's what I found helps most. Start small, really small. Don't rush to see instant results. Minimize the psychological pressure. Pick just 1 or 2 tips from this video that resonates with you and feel manageable. Then really stick with them. Make them a part of your daily routine. Once you do the first lift, the dumbbell starts to feel lighter. Never aim for a perfect session. Just do 5 minutes of strength training a day. Consistency is the key. I came across this article titled "Why Japanese People Don't Get Fat." And one point that really stood out to me was this. Japanese people tend to eat meals that are prepared from scratch, using local and seasonal ingredients rather than relying on pre-packaged or fast food. When I visited Korea a couple of months ago, I noticed even the pre-packaged meals in convenience stores were often quite nutritious. Not all of them, of course, but if you look closely, you can definitely find healthier options. But here in Canada, and I believe in the US as well, it's much harder to find quick, convenient, yet healthy meals option. Don't get me wrong, I love Canada, but I do wish there were more variety when it comes to healthy food that's easy to grab for those who want to eat well. But the reality is, most of us don't have the time. So we often end up grabbing French fries or highly processed food on the go. So instead of moving to another country, what can we do? If you or anyone in your family enjoys prepared homemade meals, that alone can make a huge difference. Cooking at home gives you more control over the ingredients and lets you get creative in ways that support weight loss and overall health. Many people have the fixed idea that healthy food doesn't taste good, but there are plenty of ways to make nutritious ingredients taste delicious. So when you have a little free time, try watching a few good cooking channels and keep on learning. You'll not only learn practical tips and tricks, but also gain a better understanding of why meals made with whole foods are so much better than the processed ones. A few years ago, while we were waiting to pick up our kids after school, my husband half-jokingly said with a smile, "You're standing like you're in energy-saving mode." I smiled back and said, "Am I? I guess I was just slouching and staying still most of the time." But it made me realize something. I had been operating in default energy-saving mode without even noticing it. Of course, he helped me adjust my posture. Shoulders back, spine straight, core engaged, all of that. I think I had convinced myself, maybe unconsciously, that I was too tired from focused, intense work and that if I used up more energy, I wouldn't have enough left to get through the day. But once I shifted my mindset from energy saving mode to intentional energy spending mode by doing things like strength training even when I didn't feel like it, something unexpected happened. My energy started to multiply, not decrease. Experts say whether it's physical activity or mental effort, our brains are wired to avoid unnecessary energy use unless there's a clear reason to act. In other words, laziness or the instinct to conserve energy is a feature, not a bug. But in today's world, that default can become a problem, especially with all the unhealthy food options and overeating habits we're surrounded by. So try to consciously shift from an energy saving mindset to an energy spending one. When you do, you'll naturally burn more calories and you might even enjoy a better, higher quality sleep at night. Growing up, my mom and dad always used to tell me to eat slowly. I didn't quite understand why at the time, even though I listened to them. But now I realize how important this habit truly is. When you eat slowly, you give your body time to signal when it's full, which helps prevent overeating. It also improves digestion and allows your body to absorb nutrients more effectively. Studies have shown that people who eat more slowly tend to consume fewer calories overall, which can support long-term weight loss without feeling deprived. Most of all, when you eat slowly, you become more mindful of what and how much you're eating, instead of just gulping it down without noticing. And that's one of the most important points you can't overlook when trying to lose weight and become healthier. That said, what I try to do is try to savor the food I put in my mouth, rather than getting too distracted by my phone or the TV. I also try to chew at least 20 times with each bite. The food usually goes down before I hit 20, but having that number as a goal helps me make a more intentional effort to chew thoroughly, which naturally slows down my eating. I'm going to ask you one question, and let's see if you can answer it. If you would like, you can pause the video, think about it, then come back. Question is, what did you eat today? Can you list everything you ate and how much? If you can't recall what you've eaten throughout the day, that's a red flag, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Mindless eating can be dangerous. If you can't identify the problem, you won't be able to fix it. With that in mind, I recommend paying close attention to your snacking habits. Snacking habits play a major role in the success or failure of weight loss, often even more than your main meals. A 2011 study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that snacking can account for over 1/3 of daily calories for some individuals. That means even if your meals are healthy, you could still end up with a calorie surplus just from snacking. So plan your food choices in advance, preferably choosing healthy, whole foods. And also be mindful of how much you're eating. Try journaling everything you ate that day, including snacks. You don't even have to write it down. Just spend 3 minutes mentally reviewing it. Or take a photo when you eat something and save it in a designated folder. In my previous video about my weight loss journey, I mentioned that having routines, not just for losing weight, but for improving my overall health, has been a much stronger motivator for me. As I get closer to 40 and start noticing subtle signs in my health, I've come to realize just how important it is to take care of my body and overall well-being, not just for my own sake, but for my family. That realization has been a key factor in helping me stay consistent with the routines I follow now. When you're younger, it's easy to care more about pride, how others see you and what they think, which often leads to inconsistency in healthy habits. But as you get older, your priorities start to shift. Over time, you begin to value your well-being more than how you appear to others. That's certainly been the case for me. So, start taking better care of yourself. With that mindset, you're much more likely to stay consistent. It's also a way of caring for your family and friends, because a healthier you means showing up for them with more energy, presence, and love. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment below and let me know which habit resonated with you the most and which one you would like to start applying to your daily life today. Then I'll see you in my next video. Bye!